guys, welcome back to my channel. So in my today's video, I am going to be showing you my top concealers. I actually wanted to do only my top 10 concealers, but I couldn't resist and I did not want to skip on that because I know that some of these that I really love are high-end and the others are like, you know, budget friendly. So I wanted to show you all of those, and yeah, if you want to know what they are, then please keep on watching. So the first concealer that I have here is the Naked Skin Urban Decay Concealer. Now, I bought this concealer like 2 years back. Can you see that? Like, I have nothing on this. Now, of course, I haven't been using this in the past 6 months ever since the other concealer came out, which I'll talk to you later about. And it's almost actually done. So it's time for me to throw it out. I do have a backup. This is such a good concealer. I cannot recommend this to you guys enough. It is what it is. It is weightless. It's full coverage. It blends in very easily. I love the applicator of this. I am in the shade medium dark warm, and this is how it looks on me. You apply this and it's going to stay as is throughout the day. It does not crease. The consistency is so good. You're gonna love it, and I can promise you on that. Look for sales. You'll definitely find one at Ulta. The next one that I'm going to talk about is this LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade medium beige. Now, I have used the shade pure beige, creamy beige, warm honey, and medium beige. Now, this is the only shade that actually looks good on me. The warm honey was way too warm for me. The pure beige was a little too light for me. It was more like a concealing shade, and the creamy beige was way too light for me. So that didn't work, but this medium beige is like a perfect shade for me because this is like what, $5 I think, and I have like backups and backups of this. Shades are of course amazing. They have like so many different shades. They couldn't have done better. It's very easy to apply. My only problem with this is that when I'm almost at the end of it, or sometimes like even when I start, if I don't shake it enough, or if it's kept in for like say a week or two, the water will come up and the water first coats out first. And of course, when you're almost at the end of it, it's really difficult to take it out because of this particular brush. You know, like the end product, you can't really take it out, so you have to literally cut it, and I have to use a brush to take it out. That's the only thing. But you guys, I don't think I should be complaining too much about this because it's a $5 concealer. They really did a very good job with this. Okay, so the next concealer I'm going to talk about is the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. I have done a dedicated review for this, and I will link it up above right here. Now, this is an expensive concealer, I agree, but you guys, it is such a full coverage concealer. The application is so easy, and I'm in the shade Toasted Almond. It's super thick, not gonna move anywhere, it's not gonna crease, but be careful with this because I'm like that. And if you are one of those people who applies concealer on both the eyes and then blends, then you don't want to do that. With this concealer particularly, you want to apply it just on one eye at a time and then keep going, because it's going to set in so fast and then it's not going to blend in easily no matter what you do, and then you're going to have it very patchy, it's going to crease, and it's going to be a bad situation out there. So you do not want to go both eyes together. You want to go one eye, blend it, set it, and then go to the other eye, blend it, set it. That's what you want to do. So the next concealer is going to be the Wet n Wild concealer. And you guys, Wet n Wild products are first of all so inexpensive. Like, they have really been doing a very good job with their products, especially their eyeshadow palettes. But this is the Wet n Wild concealer, and I love this concealer. Now, of course, their concealer is not like full coverage per se. It's medium coverage concealer, but it does cover my under eye circles, and that's all I need. If I have to go without using an orange concealer, there's nothing like this. It really does a good job. It does not crease that fast. It blends in very easily, very easy to apply as well. Love it, and it is inexpensive, and I don't need anything more than that, do I? The next one that I have is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. You guys, 2016 was it? I loved this concealer. Like, loved is not even the word. Like, it was my love until I discovered the concealer that I'm going to talk at the end. I'm going to keep that the best for the last. The Tarte Shape Tape was thick, bulletproof. The shade range is amazing. I know some people don't like this concealer because it's thick and it can be drying, but it has worked really well for me. To work with a bulletproof concealer that does not crease and has a good shade range and covers my under eye circles, I'm ready to do anything for that. This is how it looks on me. I'm in the shade Tan Sand and it works perfectly. I don't have to use an orange concealer. Very good. This is actually my second tube. I was done with my first tube like long back. It's expensive, I get it, but you know, if it works, you guys. That's it. The next one is this Instant Age Rewind Maybelline concealer. Now, there's a story behind this. This is like way back in 2013-14. This was probably the first concealer that I ever tried underneath my eyes when I did not even know what makeup was. Or rather, I would say I was very new to makeup and I did not know what shade range was and how to use a concealer and what shade would be good for me or how to see if this concealer works or not. At that time, I bought the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer and it was the hype at that time. Like every Tom, Dick and Harry was using this concealer and everyone were just raving about this and I never liked it. I was like, what's the deal with this? Of course, at that time, I wasn't setting my under eye so it used to crease, but I never found a good shade range for me. Like always, everything was too light for me, so my under eye circles would just peek through, so it would turn ashy. It just did not look good on me, and that's precisely why I did not like it, because the shade range wasn't that great. Until they actually came out with a couple more shades. So until recently, when I used the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer and I used it in a full face of Maybelline, which I filmed, but it so happened that I lost one of the footage, so I couldn't upload that. But I am going to refilm it again. I'm going to show you guys the entire thing. That's why I have used this, and I'm in the shade Golden and Caramel. This is Caramel and this is Golden. The Caramel shade works really well for me, but I do prefer mixing both of these and kind of using it underneath my eyes. And you guys, this is really good. My only gripe with this is the applicator. I do not like the applicator, and I never liked it even back then because, you know, hygiene and all that stuff. But since it's just me using the concealer, I'm kind of okay with that. But this is a very good concealer. It is very good coverage. It's not full coverage, it's medium coverage, something that does cover my under eye. So I'm not going to say it's like full coverage, but it's a very good concealer for a drugstore price and a drugstore product. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm going to show you guys how it looks like. Now, this concealer, I have to say, they did make a dupe of this. The Maybelline made it actually, and I actually did not like the Maybelline, again for a very particular reason, is because of the shade range. The shade ranges in them were either too dark for me or they were too pink for me, and again they used to make my under eyes turn ashy. I never liked it. This also has a good shade range, and I think like this is a little too pink for me, but I can make work with it. It's not a super full coverage concealer. I know that this has a lot of people do love this concealer, but I use it only on days when I want to spot conceal and I don't really care about giving like a full coverage under eye circles, just like a little bit. And I actually used to use this then when it like kind of they released it because I did not have as much under eye circles that I do have now. But if you are someone who does not have as much under eye circles as much as I do and you don't have to use an orange concealer, then this is it. You'll really like it. It sets underneath your eyes really well. It does not crease. It's very creamy. So if you do have dry under eyes, then this is it. I'm not a big fan of an applicator like this, simply because like, it's not thick and full coverage, right? So it does not kind of apply evenly and I have to kind of drag it underneath my eyes. That's why I'm not a big fan of that. I do like the doe foot applicator like the Tarte Shape Tape or even the PAC Spotlight or even the Makeup Revolution. Like those are really good because you just take one scoop and then like you can apply it. In this, I have to keep dipping it back again and again. I know it's a very small thing, but that's something that I don't like. I just wanted to mention it to you guys anyways. So yeah, that's for the NARS Radiant Cream Concealer. So if you don't have as much under eye circles as I have, then it's a very good one because I used to use this back then when I did not have as much under eye circles. Now the next one is an amazing product that I have reviewed very recently and I will have the video up for you over here. This is the PAC Spotlight Concealer, and oh my god, it is such an amazing concealer. PAC has done such a good job with this. Only I know the struggle that I had to get this product in my hands, because it had just released like 15 days before my parents could come here, and I was just on the hunt because I wanted to get this and review it for you guys. I am in the shade Mocha, and this is not my perfect shade, but it's warm enough to conceal my under eyes, and at the same time, very surprisingly, it also highlights my under eyes. It does not turn my under eyes ashy, and that's what I like with it. I could actually go one shade darker than this, and that would probably be the best, but I can make do with this, and it really works well underneath my eyes. So yeah, that's exactly, so that's how the shade looks on me. I love this, you guys. I cannot recommend this to you guys enough. If you guys are looking for a good Indian drugstore concealer, I wouldn't call this drugstore because it's not that cheap, but if you're looking for an Indian concealer, then this is amazing. First of all, the shade range is really good. Like, a lot of Indian companies have to learn from PAC Cosmetics, especially the shade range that they come out with, be it foundations or concealer. The next thing that I am going to move on to is my not many people talk about this product, is this Dermacolor Camouflage Cream. I got this in 2017, I think, when I'd gone to India. This is such a beautiful concealer. I just happened to go to Beautiful Store and I got it from there. This is how it looks. But I think a lot of makeup artists use this concealer. It is so good. I'm in the shade DFD. I don't know if that is even a shade. It conceals my under eyes so well. First of all, it is so creamy, and I have used this so much and it just doesn't get over. There's a dent in this, but it doesn't get over. It's so good. Very, very creamy. Sets in instantaneously. It doesn't crease. Sometimes I even like use it underneath my eyes to kind of color correct it, because it has that little hint of yellow undertone in it, or that golden undertone in it, that kind of helps in concealing my under eyes, and I love it. Like, especially for concealers that are a little too pink for me, if I use it underneath them, it does a very good job. This particular one was like 750 rupees, so yeah, Dermacolor, love it. Not many people talk about this concealer, but I happen to get my hands on this. If you do get it, I think Camera Ready Cosmetics has it in their store, so if you can buy one from their online website, definitely do. But if you guys are staying in Texas, in Dallas, there is a store. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and this is how it looks. I am in the shade in between 10 and 11, and because 10 is a little too pink for me and 11 is a little too, you know, warm for me, so I mix both these shades together and they really work very well for me. It gives me that perfect shade. It brightens over here, and at the same time it conceals my under eyes, and it works really well for me. This is not like a perfect dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. The concealer itself is very good. It's not full thick coverage like the Tarte Shape Tape, but it is good coverage, and it's definitely very good for the price that you pay. A drugstore concealer, what more can you ask for, right? We are at the end of it. The next concealer that I do have in front of me is this ColourPop No Filter Concealer. You guys, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 shades. Specifically, I'll tell you why I have so many, because of course they're online, they're not sold in stores when I got this. So I didn't know what shade to pick up, so I picked up all the shades that I could, and then they again relaunched it with a different number, so I didn't know what number to buy, so I had to again go and pick up shades that are close to each other. And you guys, first of all, they were $5, so I didn't worry about them, and even if it was light, I could kind of mix 2-3 shades together and make it my shade. So yeah, I love this. First of all, it's $5 and it's the bang for the buck. Like, I cannot tell you. It's not full coverage, it is medium coverage. The shade range is amazing. That's how it looks like, and this is in the shade 40. The last one and the best one, which of course I don't think you guys need any introduction to this, because this is the only concealer that I have been using since last year, ever since I reviewed this product. I did not like the foundation in particular, and I still don't like it, but the concealer, you guys, it's still going strong. I'm not done with this, and I use this on an everyday basis, like every single day. Even today I have it underneath my eyes, like, can you tell? And You can use it to conceal, you can use it to contour like it says, you can use it to highlight, do whatever you want. It is very, very good. It doesn't crease. It lasts all day long because I use it every single day, and from morning to evening it's just going to be there underneath your eyes, not going to move anywhere no matter what you do. The shade range is amazing, and I am in the shade Warm Sand. The applicator itself is very, very good. It's very thick, like very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape applicator. And this is my shade, and this is like such a perfect shade for me. I cannot tell you, like any concealer that I do buy, I compare it with this. Like even if I go to Ulta or any other store, I will first go and swatch this on my hand, and then I'll try to swatch other shades, so that way I know if it's the same undertone, because it can get difficult like in stores to buy. So I always end up picking, you know, no matter how many concealers I have, like this is one concealer that's probably never going to be out of my sight no matter what, unless they come out with a better one. So yeah, those were all the concealers that I love, that I personally love, and I have worn and abused. I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope you guys go and buy these concealers. I mean, pick any one that you feel like. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this video, you guys, and also follow me on my Instagram, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Until next time, bye.